anything to clear, a little box pops up and you have to click the word "got it," and that box will go away. And then I'm going to mute everyone and we'll get to it. Okay, so first thing we do, we find our seat sitting at the front edge of the chair. The front edge allows us to get this feeling of the two sits bones, the two buttock bones, plugging down through the chair, down to the earth, and we can start practicing our good posture. The Chinese term for that is zhongjung, or central upright, central upright. So we want to find this central upright quality. But then a very important part of the Taoist and Tai Chi way of looking at a healthy body is that we want to have this integrity, but then we want to relax. So when we relax, we don't want to clump and slump down and lose our zhongjung. So we're balancing these two complementary ideas of central upright, integrity, and totally soft, totally relaxed, totally at ease. And what you will feel over time is that as you relax, what happens is there's a sort of plumping. It's like the body gets a little more spacious inside, rather than when you relax, your body slouching into a crumpled position, right? So zhongjung, chunwan is this softening down, sinking down to stability. So we're softening down through the chair. We're not trying to hold ourselves above the ground or above the chair. We're letting ourselves soften down through. And you might even be experiencing what happens is your uprightness improves. You actually get even more central upright quality by releasing the grip and tension in the body. And then the third bit is what they call qingling, which means light and nimble and easy and agile, right? So we're going to use these three kind of ideas as we move through everything we're doing. So just a couple more moments. Let's add the breath. Breathing in through the nose. Nice, long, and full. Hold the breath there for a moment or two. Long, smooth breath out, all the way to empty. When you're ready, inhaling again. And exhaling again. This helps to center the mind, calm the nerves. And also the structural movements of breathing, expanding, and then gently softening back in, that helps us relieve some of this tension in our body. And many of the breathing muscles are also postural muscles, muscles that are involved in balance and in movement. So we're connecting in the brain to all the various places. And just keep those three ideas in mind. Zhongjung, or central upright. Chunwan, or soft, sunken into stability. And then what's left over is qingling, light, nimble. So keeping that idea, let's use the qingling, light, and nimble to do our joint mobilization. Slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back. Lift your chest and look up. And then do the opposite. Slide the hands forward until the elbows lock. Hollow the chest back, drop your head. Let's do this 3 more times. Slide the hands back, elbows back, arching, looking up. Slide hands forward, hollow the chest, drop the head. Inhaling as you arch Exhaling as you round again. And come back to the middle, upright seat. Turn, so take left hand forward past the knee, right hand and elbow back. Turn the chest and shoulders, turn the head, and then switch. Turn back across. Look to the left. And turn and look to the right. And again, keep in mind, Zhong, central upright. Chunwan, soften, release. And then it's this Qingling quality, this light nimbleness through the body that you can use to move. So this is us training Tai Chi, training Qigong to do things in a Tai Chi Qigong way without a bunch of additional extraneous tension and rigidity. We're learning how to smoothly move this body. Now, return to middle. Hang the arms down alongside you. Lean into your right buttock and then tip the spine over and then lift this left wrist up. And then change sides. Lean over to the left buttock. Tip, lift the right wrist. Change. Lean. And change. Couple more. Feel how there's a place inside that is the middle. This undisturbed middle, that whether we're leaning all the way to one side or all the way to the other, this middle is keeping us from toppling out of the chair. And so that's another principle of Tai Chi, is that we have a middle and that we want to move from the middle and find the middle and cultivate it. Let's come back to sitting upright. Now, shoulders. We go shoulders up, shrug them all the way up. Feel all the muscles up here squishing and shortening, and then melt them down all the way down. Let those arms hang. Again, shrug up. And you may notice it's your shoulder blades that are the main moving part. Elevating and releasing down. Elevate and release down. Now, the other movements of the shoulder blades is they squish together or retract. They come back to neutral, and then they also separate. So when your shoulder blades separate, you have to create this kind of hollow chest feeling here. And then back to neutral. And then shoulder blades squeeze together, and that naturally lifts the chest. And then we neutral. And then the shoulder blades spread apart, and then naturally hollows the chest. And neutral. Now, from here, let's go forward again. So this forward position of the shoulders, lift the shoulders up. Take the shoulders back and squeeze together, and then they come down. So now we're taking the shoulder blade and arm bone on a journey. We're going forward, up, back, down. Forward, up, back, down, forward, up. So we're cleaning out gunk, rigidity. If you're having trouble with this movement, it's probably because you've got some stiff situations going on there. And so you need to do this more regularly. Now reverse, back, up, forward, down. So Beverly, I see you watching, but I don't see you moving your shoulders at all. You'll have to unmute to let me know, but I can't hear you unless you unmute. So I can't hear what you're saying unless you unmute. Go ahead, shoulder circles. And Beverly just disappeared.
I'm just tired this morning, that's all.
Oh, okay, cool. Just Just making sure, because I don't know if you didn't know the exercise, but you can at least see what we're doing, right?
No, I can see.
Good. Okay, now we bring the arms forward. So notice when I take them forward, I'm not lifting them up. They're forward and back. So they're swinging down low. Now, keeping them down low and forward, go out, around behind you, and then in close to the body, swing them forward again. Out and around. Out and around. So now when you come forward, bring the backs of the hands close to each other. Feel how this closes you, and then open all that space as you come around the backside, palms facing forward. Then spiral again, arms forward, and then come around the outside. And again, forward, feel this closed position, right? Emphasize that close so that you can really experience the open. Now bring that both closed and bring it up. Now we go out and then down the backside. Forward, up a little bit, backs of hands facing each other, and then out, down. Two more. Forward and up. Gotta just mute here. And then out. Forward, up. Now we're going forward, up, and keep going up, over the top, down the backside, just to whatever degree you can. So if you have shoulder limitations, just find the pathway through. Forward, up. One more. Now, level one, arms stay down. They go back behind you a little bit. So back behind. Then they go out to the side, but they stay low, around to the front, staying low. Swing back, around, back of hands towards each other, swing. Turn palms forward, come around the outside, turn back of hands to face each other. Rotate arms so palms are forward, come around. Let's go to level two. Go turn palms forward, they rise up, come across, get to this closed position, close, come down and around. Up the back, over, down. Up the back. Now level three, we're going up, keep coming somewhat up. Backs of hands face each other, down. Back and up. Over the top. Closed. And two more. And bring your hands up. Elbows out and up. And let's just hold this position. However high you can lift, try to find looseness. You see the looseness in my hands, looseness in the arms. So really we're just trying to get the chest area, shoulder blade, all this to open. And then elbows come down. They come around in front, squeeze. If you can touch your elbows, great. If not, just try to get them to touch. Opening the back and squeezing close the front. And then elbows down. We'll do that once more. Out and up, just to hold the position. Lift. And down. And close. And elbows back. As you're pulling back, opening this front space and squeezing all that musculature in the back. Then elbows down, forward, up, just as high as you can get them. Just keep working at it week by week, and you can eventually open this path up for yourself. Elbows forward, down, back. Holding. And then down, forward, up. Holding. And down. Elbows out to the side. Left palm above right palm. Right hand goes under the arm. Hug. Crawl your hands around and squeeze. Nice bear hug to your own body. Just notice how that feels pretty good to get that hug, even if it's from you. And then open, out, and switch. Wrap the arms around. And open and release. And then just let these arms swing loose. And then swing one forward, one back. Loose. Great. Now, scooting back in your chair a little bit. Bring right knee up, right heel brought in towards your butt. So you're loading this up and then push and then reload and set the foot down. This leg, load, push, reload, down. Other leg, load, push, reload, down. Load and push, reload, down. Smooth. All the movements smooth and thorough. So we're getting all the way to the loaded, all the way to the extended, all the way to the loaded, and back. Now, right foot out in front, point foot, flex foot. And then invert, evert. The foot goes a tilt in, tilt out, tilt in, tilt out. And then circle all the way around. Reverse. Circle. And down. Other leg, foot out, point, flex. Invert, evert, a little tilt in, tilt out. Circle. And reverse circle. And scoot forward once more to the front edge of your chair. Now, this would be called hip distance. Let's go a little wider than hip distance. Not super wide, but just a little wider. Now, lift the toes so that the only thing on the ground is your heels. turn on your heels so your knees point in and your toes point in. Just hold this position for a moment. So internally rotating the leg bone at the hips, closing, kind of squeezing this groin area, the quad. And then lift the toes and turn all the way out as far as you feel like you can. Feel that opening to this groin area or the quad and this wringing out of the hips. And then let's close it again. Lift and turn in, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open. Back to neutral. Now the heels are the moving part. So the heels come in, the knees point out. Heels go out, knees are in. Heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. In, out. One more. And neutral. Bring your legs back to hip distance, hands on the knees, fold, hinging at the hips, turn on the hands. You see the elbows flare out around to the side and hinge, get a nice forward fold. Sitting up, arms go to neutral and leaning back, tipping back. Sitting up, as you fold, turning the arm. And sitting up, leaning back. Once again. And last one. Right. Vertical. Standing up, sitting down. So we slide our feet back a little bit. Arms hanging. Now feel how your body weight is using the chair to keep you connected to the ground. That's great. We love the chair for that. But now we want to pour our body weight out of the chair into the legs. Then once you're in your legs, then you can easily just push through the earth, stand nice and tall and vertical. And then let's sit back down, folding at the hips. Notice I haven't bent my knees yet. I first create this position, then sink. The butt finds the chair, then I commit to the chair, leaning back a little bit. So we're doing this kind of exaggerated way, but these are the elements that have to be present. Before we go up, we have to go forward and out of the chair, down through the legs. And then going up is no problem. But if we prematurely try to go up, then we're fighting our own mechanics. Same thing here. We got to first fold like this so that when we sink our butt back, we have a good counterbalance. So we're not falling back into the chair, right? Pour yourself through the legs to the earth. Up you stand. Sitting back down. One more. And imagine you've dropped your pen on the floor. The best way to get to it is basically like you're going to sit in a chair. So stick your butt back. Don't sit in the chair, but sink your butt. Let your arms just hang loosely. Sink, 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 sink. Notice you could grab the pen. You touch the floor, touch your toes, and then push through the earth and stand all the way back to vertical. Let's do that a couple more times where we fold, sink, get to the floor, rise, smooth. It's called the Tai Chi squat. So that's our little Tai Chi squat. Keep that in your mind, that this one shows up throughout the practice. and stay standing. Now from your standing position, just let yourself lean a little forward so that more weight is in the toes. Then come back so that you're equal weighted in front and back of foot, and then just a little bit of weight in the heels, just a little extra back there. And then forward to the toes. And middle. And back just a little bit to the heels. Notice there's some real estate. Forward and back. Soft and easy and in control. So you're not putting yourself in any major risk. Now we add to that. Rock a little forward. The hands float forward a bit. Rock back. Let those arms swing back just a little bit behind you. Rock forward. Let them swing forward. Rock back. Let them swing back. Notice that what I'm not doing, when I go forward, I'm not doing this. So it looked like maybe, Beverly, you were doing that, maybe someone else as well. Notice how my body stays straight. I'm just sort of leaning just a little bit, which is very different than doing something like this. So when I lean, just let the hands go a little bit out. And then back. So it's small, it's minute, but it's powerful in terms of what we're developing in the body. Now, the next time you're back in your heels a little bit, turn your palms forward and just open and float the arms up. Now rock to your toes. Arms sweep around, out in front, turn your palms to face up. Rock to your heels. Bring your hands into your mouth, past your mouth, and then rock to the middle of your feet. Your hands settle to your middle, to the belly. And then Tai Chi squat. Your butt goes back, sink, and let your hands slide down and dangle. And then push through the earth and stand back up. And we're back to our starting position. We'll do that again. We rock back a little, arms swing back and open up. Rock forward, reaching, wrapping around, turn the palms to face up. Rock back, the hands come in the upper gate, down to the middle, then the Tai Chi squat. The butt goes back, we sink, and let the arms dangle. Push through the earth, come back to standing. And again, rock back, forward, back, in, rock to the middle, settle to the middle. And when I say sit the butt, in this case, I'm not saying sit in your chair. I'm just saying sit the butt to get lower and then come right back up nice and smooth. All right. Then we do what's called shogun, closing gesture. Wings, roll palms up, bring the hands up and over top, and then settle hands down to the middle or the belly button. Okay. Hands come down. Now just a couple qigong movements. It's called left, right, yin, yang. Change your weight to your left leg. Reach your left hand down like you're trying to touch the floor. Right wrist comes up. Just hold this for a moment and see if you can get to where your right foot is emptier than your left. Possibly empty, but just at least emptier. Then change everything about the pose. So you go down through your right leg, your left wrist comes up. You're reaching the left hand like you're trying to touch the floor. And then change again. Change. Change again. So this is called left, right, yin, yang. Yin and yang are those two polar opposite concepts, the sort of duality of earth and heaven, plus and minus. But what's important about the duality is that there's a dynamic relationship between those opposites, right? They're not opposite and disconnected. They are connected via some sort of a middle pivot, a middle fulcrum, something that can change and allow the change between the two states. So that's what this exercise really helps us work on. Go ahead and just keep doing that, because many people all mimic the body. The body's stuck like this. And then we kind of walk around and we're hoping, whoa, not to fall. But this is trying to find our middle and saying, okay, let's be full and empty, up and down, long and short, and then change so that what was once short is now long, what was full is empty, and then change again so that we get out of this double weighted, frozen, right? And that's something with Parkinson's you see all the time, right? That gait freeze, the freezing, the getting stuck. And so practicing at its root level, not being stickable, being changeable, morphable, right? Now, adding a challenge to that. The high hand goes forward, right? So if I turn sideways, you can see, we're basically going to do a wheel. And we want one to be high and one to be low, one forward, one back, one up, one down. And we're still going into the left leg, into the right leg. So the primary direction of what we're doing is still down, 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 down through the legs, but then we're just adding this exploration, this freeing up, sort of like it's got a swimming feel to it, right? This loosening up. Reverse the wheel. The high hand comes in and down the side as the other floats way out in front, and then it comes back and down. But we're still just sort of walking in place, changing to one leg, the other is empty, changing, changing. So what you're really looking for is your middle pivot, this pivot that's sort of the organizing center for all the wonderful movement the human body has, okay? And then lastly here, high hand press down. So we flatten the palm, press down. As that's pressing, this hand rises. And now this hand flatten the palm, this hand loosen the palm, and it's press down, rise up. And then press down, rise up. Press down, rise up, go into your leg of whatever hand it is that's pressing, and then in through that leg. This helps us find the way down to the earth. Down. Remember Zhong, central upright, and this is helping Chunwan, or sinking down into stability, and then we feel Qingling, free, and then we change. And then we change again. And then change again. Change. Two more each side. So we're unfreezing this internal mechanism. That's the idea. Now, both hands down, out, up over top. Settling down to this middle embrace is what it's called. And just notice in my shoulders, I'm not shrugged up. In my elbows, I'm not flared out. In my hand, I'm not doing all this stuff. It's this loose, relaxed, Tai Chi quality that isn't collapsed and lifeless. There's life, but it's just not extraneous tension. So that's what you practice each time you come here, is just resting. And cross your hands. Bring the fingertips together, all five. And then close. So when you close the front, feel this area of your body opening. So as you're closing in front, feel your middle and upper back opening a bit. Now, open, opening the front way out to the tips of the fingers, but don't, this is what everyone does, we crank back, don't go back. Notice my hands do not go past my torso, but yet I'm all the way out, as far out as I can go, and then bring them softly back in, fingers touch. And again, out, not back, out, pulling you open, this whole area, and then close. Now we add, as you open, go into your right leg. Your right leg will be this leg. This is my right leg. So I'm going to my right. You go to your right as you open. Left foot is empty. And then go to your left leg as you close. And stay above the diaphragm, up in the chest level. Open way out. Close. And again, open, big, close, open, close. Now, drop the hands below the diaphragm to the middle basin. Go to your right leg as you open. Go to your right leg, Marjan. Make sure it's your right. There you go. And then to your left leg, close, right in front of the belly. Open way out. Close. Open way out. Close. So again, we're just creating beneficial change in the direction of smoothing out the nerves, opening and closing interior spaces that tend to get stuck. And we know that the constant is change. The only constant is change. Everything's changing, morphing, shifting, moving. And so we're helping that along. Bring the hands now down right in front of the groin area. Open, go to your right leg, and then go to your left leg. So you go to your right leg when you're open, and then to your left leg when you close. And we're just doing this almost like we're lazy, just lazily moving, but we're also being thorough. So yeah, I'm just loosely doing it, but I'm going all the way to the end, all the way back to settle, all the way to the end, all the way back to settle. 3 more. Last one. And shogun. Those are sort of traditional qigong little sets. Those were a couple sets I just showed you. Now we'll do our Tai Chi basics. Hands come down. Now, as if you're painting a wall in front of you with the back of your hand as the paintbrush. Up. Then subtle change of all the relationships and down and back. And then forward, up. And then this subtle change where the hands end up fingertips high as you come down. Tai Chi is all about the flow. All about the flow state. And every single person on the planet is in need of getting into the flow state, none more than folks dealing, I think, with Parkinson's. The feeling of flow is something that can counteract, I think, some of those other symptoms of the shaking and the sort of dyskinesia. If you can practice flow and really get sort of your frequency dialed in to smooth, subtle change, smooth. So it's very much like sea kelp, right? Or something like that. Let's bring it in front here. Wings, open. So we're getting good range of motion, but we're also practicing the little nuance of subtle change through the limb, through the joints, through the nerves. Scoop. Open. This also helps to bring symmetry and coherence to the nervous system's mapping of the body. Opening. Close. There's just a little bit of a sink and a rise. Sink and a rise. We somewhat rise up. Somewhat sink. Now, embracing the moon. Wings. Turn your right palm up as the right hand comes over top. Left hand sweeping under. So we've got the high and low point of a ball. Then bring them to middle so they meet. And then they separate. Stay long through the limb as you go out around the circle. And then left hand over top, right hand under. And then they come and meet at the middle. So the asymmetrical simultaneous control. Noticing it's easier to move one limb and then the other and then the other. But what we're looking for is both limbs, both moving, both in control, both relaxed, both in a sort of easy, lazy, but thorough. So that we can shift our brain, nervous system, body relationship to this flow state. Where we're not yanking our body around, we're not rushing, everything's soft and easy. Let's do one more each side. Both hands come down. Now, up. Turn the hands over top, settling, sinking. All the way through the earth. Scoop and draw up. Even as you somewhat straighten your body up, don't uproot yourself. So we can get this feeling of we're standing up tall, but we're still connected through to the earth. And then this, we just really let ourselves settle, 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 settle. Scoop, coming up. Turning the palms over and let everything be soft, relaxed, connecting down through the earth. One more. This would be called pung energy, rising energy. The chi manifests that way, but it also settles like sediment, settling in a cup of water all the way through. One more time, pung. Then turn your palms forward and have your elbows a little bit back so this area is open. Push forward through the fingertips. This is called G, forward. Now, as you push forward, your torso and middle and back stay back to keep you balanced. Push, as opposed to, let's say, pushing and falling forward, right? So feel that push. And then hands come wrapping around, draw. Turn your palms, push. Draw. Push, just flow. All the way to the end, finishing, coming around, draw. Push. Draw. Now just left hand push. Push. This causes a little rotation. Turn the left hand, turn the right hand. One draw, one push. Turn the right hand, turn the left hand. Draw and push. Simultaneous hand change. Draw and push. Change. Draw, push. Draw, push. Both hands come back, down, loose arms, change your body weight to your right leg, turn your belly a little right, swing your arms a little to the right, turn your left hand to face back this way. So this is our beginning position. Now we're shifting left, turning left, brush knee, sweep leg. Then turn the hands again. So now it's right hand facing back that way, left hand also, and then it's shift, turn, brush, and sweep. Turn the hands, shifting leg, turning waist, sweeping the arms across. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. The bear washing its paws in the stream. Now let that, as we do this one, this is still going to brush knee, but this hand goes out and around a circle and comes in close. That's swirl the stream. Brush knee now with that left hand, right hand swirling around in a nice circle. It brushes knee, then the left hand swirl. And important here is that this middle, this Ming Men, this low back area stays right where it is. So even as the arm travels way out, I'm not getting pulled with it. I'm actually keeping a very sturdy, centered, grounded feeling. And again, that's very much bear-like. If you just picture a bear's hips and legs when it's standing, it's just so sturdy and strong. And these big bear paws can, with all that power, without disturbing their central pivot. Now the bear needs to snatch the fish. So the paw hand rises up a bit and comes across with the palm facing sideways, and then turn that hand over, let it fall into the water. And the other hand rises, and it's brush knee, snatch the fish. Then that hand drops into the water. Brush knee, snatch the fish. Brush, snatch. Big, long bear paws. The fish jump a little higher. Little higher. A few more rounds, just the bear standing in that flowing river with great rooted groundedness, but also the nimbleness to be pretty agile with those hands. Now, stay to your left leg, your right leg. So I'm on my left, your right. Then bring left hand down into the water on the right side of the body, right? So notice I didn't bring it over here. It's over here. This arm, wing, roll, fold. So now our weight is in your right leg. Now change the weight, turn the waist. Now bottom hand brush, top hand push. Then as that right hand comes down into the water, left hand floats up, roll, fold. Now we're ready to go the other way. Shift and turn and brush and push. The hands exchange. Make sure you keep your left hand on the right side of the body so that it has somewhere to brush to, push to. they change. So now that you get the little subtle choreography difference here, can you get it to flow? Which is, again, addition by subtraction, meaning, and better than subtraction, it's dissolving. It's like you're dissolving anything that's in the body or the nervous system that is unnecessary, and just washing across, moving with ease. Now you have to move kind of like you're lazy, but also thorough. So if we get a little too lazy, then our movements stop having their full range. So I'm still loose and relaxed, but I'm getting to all the checkpoints in the movement, letting that arm extend, letting it roll, letting it fold. Rush. And this is just so nourishing to our joints. When we move slow and in a relaxed manner, we're just nourishing and flushing and washing these areas with everything that flows. Last one. Go to your right leg. So now we're all on the same side. Your weight is in your right leg. Your hands are over here. Left foot is a little empty. Turn the foot out 5 degrees or so. Change the weight to your left foot and bring the left hand down. Bend your right elbow, point right fingertips up, and empty this right foot and put the toe out in front of you just a little bit. Right? Now, many of you, when you stepped out, you probably put some weight in the leg. Try to shift so that it's 100, 0. Now, someday there's this option. Some of you have been practicing enough, you add that right away. Even if I don't do it, right, you can decide to play with that. You should keep that in your memory. So if I'm teaching newer people in class, I may not offer that option, right? But you can do it each time. Now, bring your right foot back, empty, toes turned out. Change the weight to the right leg. Right hand settles down into the water. Bend left elbow. Empty left foot and put left foot out in front, right? Same idea. Just holding that, trying to get to literally having what they call 1 full, 3 empty. So if your standing leg is truly supporting all the weight, then there's an emptiness, a lightness, a nimbleness. Bring that left foot back, toes turned out. Now let's flow it a little bit. Change the weight as left hand goes down, right hand floats up, right foot floats forward. Bring that foot back again. Change. Arrive. Bring the foot back, nothing changes in the hands. Then when you shift, everything changes. Golden rooster. Bring the foot back, nothing changes. Shift, everything changes. So remember that point we were making about what are we cultivating? What we want is this pivot, this fulcrum. So now you step back, and then basically around that center pivot, you want to control the hands changing, the weight changing, the foot floating. And then it's that same pivot that we change back to the other side. Change. But it's that middle pivot constant that gives us the feeling we're looking for when we're saying, hey, I'm losing my balance. Hey, my movement isn't as smooth. It's really this middle pivot. According to the Taoists and the Tai Chi view, that's what we want to be awakening and liberating, right? Now, parallel feet. Wash your paws, that nice and easy way. And now, come across to your right leg. Now your left hand sweeping the leg, turns to vapor, rises up, becomes a cloud. The cloud is ward off, okay? So here's the shape. If I lean forward, you see there's a round quality here rather than a sharp quality. So round, some space between your chest and the hand. So now we shift left, turn left, the cloud comes across the sky, the legs sweep, Then they change. The cloud rains down, the lake turns to vapor, becomes a cloud. Shift, weight, turn, cloud, lake, vapor, rain. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. The weight should be in the left leg here. And then it changes. And then it changes again. Now add, as you're in your left leg, right foot should be empty. Can you bring it in and back out without any disturbance to the posture? And then change sides. Now as your hands change, bring that left foot in, back out, change. As the hands change, bring right foot in and back out. Shift and turn. The hands play with clouds. Bring the left foot in, back out. Right foot in, back out. In, back out. And bring those hands down. Wash your paws. And then our last one we'll work on today is called the play guitar. So let's just do the legs here first. Arms, take them out of the game. Shift weight to your right leg. Empty left foot. Lift the toes a little and turn. So this left leg is internally rotated. Shift your weight into the left leg, lift the right toes, and be on the tip of the heel, and just be sort of 100% and 0. Then turn back and pigeon toe both feet. So you remember we did this when we were on our chair. We had this closed paw, toes turned in, knees turned in. Shift your weight to your right leg and then turn. So now you're facing left side of the room. Turn and pigeon toe. Shift your weight to the left leg. Turn the hips, torso, and the foot to now face the right side of your space. Pigeon toe again. So when you turn, you're turning the leg, you're turning the body to face forward. Change the weight to your right leg. Turn. Now, stay facing the left. Take your left arm and reach it straight out. Take your right arm and reach it. And notice they're not at the same level. One is back, one is forward, right? So this is that play guitar. Turn your palms down. As your hands come down, pigeon toe both feet. Change the weight to the left. Turn the torso. Swing those pendulum arms up. And find play guitar. Palms facing in towards the center as they are floating. Turn your palms face down, sweeping hands down, pigeon toe. Shift weight, turn and float up. Play guitar. Turn the palms down, let them sweep down. Pigeon toe, change the weight, let the arms swing up. Palms face down, they come down, pigeon toe, swing. Couple more. Changing weight, changing orientation in the space. Learning how to make a pretty big 180-degree change in your orientation without a whole bunch of effort, right? Eventually it just feels like relaxing. Just lazily changing side. Oh, let me lazily change, pigeon toe, shift. One more each way. Pigeon toe, change. Good. And then back to middle, parallel feet. Rock back, arms float up. Rock forward, reach way up, palms face up. Rock back, the hands come in the mouth. Rock to the middle, the hands settle to the middle. The butt goes back a little and we sink. Clear. Push through the earth to stand back up. Let's do that twice more. Rock back. Rock forward. Rock back. Hands coming in the mouth level. And as if we're guiding something down the center line to the navel level. And then the butt goes back. We let it go through the earth. Leave what's down at the earth and come up even looser. One more. Shogun. Wings. Roll up and over, and then this quality of settling like a stone falling through a pond, coming to rest at the pond bed, your mind settling down to this, you could say your second brain, but they sometimes think of this as the more important brain, or gut, energy. And then we seal the practice. One hand over navel, other hand over that. And then the Taoist bow, grab a thumb, fold over. Thank you, everybody. Well done. If there are any questions or comments or anything like that, feel free. Find yourself your comfortable chair. It is recommended to rest after a practice. Be still, sit in your chair, be quiet, maybe take a nap, even if it's 5 minutes or something. That's a good sort of after a practice, get some time of zero